Online submission of PDI. OPEX work solutions provide unique feature of interfacing supplier QMS system and customers child part inspection system. When suppliers prepare PDI as explained earlier, this PDI can be submitted to customer online. At customer's place, this PDI information will be directly accessible in child part inspection system. For this interfacing to happen, both supplier and customer must be using OPEX work solutions. For this interfacing to happen, some of the data in customer system should be mapped with supplier QMS system. This data mapping for system interfacing is discussed in this session. This data mapping happens at three levels: supplier level, part level, and inspection level. To complete this data mapping, first log into OPEX Work Solutions with given URL, user ID, and password. Following are the details on data mapping requirement. Supplier level mapping. This mapping is for matching the supplier ID given by customer in their child part inspection system. This mapping is done in the customer master option in supplier QMS. Follow the actions given below for completing this mapping. Select Master Menu option and select Customer Master submenu to display list of customer as seen on the screen. Here you will see a column CPI Supplier ID. This column is used to hold the supplier ID assigned by the customer in the row. In their child part inspection system, you will have to get this CPI supplier ID from customer and fill in here. To add this CPI supplier ID, click on the pencil icon in the desired customer row to display screen for editing of existing information. In the last row above Save option, there is a provision to enter CPI supplier ID. Position the mouse cursor in the text box provided in front of label CPI supplier ID and enter the supplier you received from your customer, that is S2002. Click on Save button to store the CPI supplier ID. Part level mapping. This mapping is for matching the part ID given by customer in their child part inspection system. This mapping is done in the Product Master option in Supplier QMS. Follow the actions given below for completing this mapping. Select Master Menu option and then select Products submenu to display the list of products supplied by you as seen on the screen. Here you will see a column Customer Part ID. This column is used to hold the part ID assigned by customer in their child part inspection system. You will have to get this ID from customer and fill in here. To add this customer part ID, click on small double arrow icon in the desired product row to display screen for editing of existing information. In the last row above Save button, there is a provision to enter customer part ID. Position the mouse cursor in the text box provided in front of label customer part ID and enter part ID you received from your customer. Here in our example, we enter 18004018. Click on Save button to store the customer part ID or cancel to discard the changes. Inspection parameter level mapping. This mapping is for matching the PDI parameters given by customer in their child part inspection system with the inspection parameters in the QMS system. so that when PDI data is interfaced with data from PDI parameters in supplier system is transferred to proper inspection parameters in customer child part inspection system. This mapping is done in the product master and inspection parameter sub option in supplier QMS. Follow the actions given below for completing this mapping. Select Inspection Parameter tab to the inspection parameters on the screen. Here you will see a column PDI parameter ID. This column is used to hold the PDI parameter ID with the parameter ID for same inspection parameter in their child part inspection system. You will have to get this PDI parameter ID from customer and fill in here. To add this PDI parameter ID, click on the small double arrow icon in the desired inspection parameter row to display screen for editing of existing information. In the last row above Save button, there is a provision to enter PDI parameter ID. Position the mouse cursor in the text box provided in front of label PDI parameter ID and enter the PDI parameter ID you received from your customer. Here in our example, we enter 1. Click on Save button to store the PDI parameter ID and for the cancel to discard. Points to be remembered while mapping PDI parameter ID. There can be many and different inspection parameters defined in both supplier QMS and customer child part inspection system, and these inspection parameters at customer and supplier may be in same sequence. Out of these, only few parameters may be checked in PDI parameters. Parameter ID mapping should be done only for those parameters which are considered for pre-dispatch inspection. You have to enter that all PDI parameters are present in both customer child part inspection system and supplier QMS product inspection parameters. They may be in different sequence in both systems but are now related through PDI parameter ID. While assigning PDI parameter ID, the parameter details should be matched with customer parameters, and then whatever PDI parameter ID is given by customer, same PDI parameter ID is to be given in supplier product inspection parameters for same inspection parameter. This is explained in detail with example below. The part under consideration here is battery bracket mounting is having 13 inspection parameters which are defined in supplier product inspection parameters. Out of 13 parameters, only 3 are checked by customer as a PDI inspection parameters. They should enter PDI parameter ID for only 3 parameters. These parameters are serial number first, height 7.5 plus minus 0.2, PDI parameter ID is 1. Serial number 6, parameter specification hole position 31 plus minus 0.6, PDI parameter ID 3. Serial number 13, parameter specification dimension 24 plus minus 0.5, PDI parameter ID 2. Now look at how the PDI parameters are assigned 1, 3 and 2. This is because in customer's child part inspection system, these inspection parameters may be as follows. Serial number 1, height 7.5 plus minus 0.2, PDI parameter ID 1. Serial number 4, dimension specification 24 point plus minus 0.5, PDI parameter is 2. Serial number 10, parameter specification hole position 31 plus minus 0.5, PDI parameter ID is 3. Thus, irrespective of their serial numbers in either customer system or in your system, just match the parameter description and its specification for assigning PDI parameter ID. Just give the same PDI parameter ID as given by your customer for the same parameter description and specification. Now look at one by one PDI parameter assignment. First parameter, height 7.5 plus minus 0.2. Customer serial number 4. Supplier serial number 6. Hole position 31 plus minus 0.6. Customer serial number 10. Supplier serial number 13. Dimension 24 plus minus 0.5. First parameter height 7.5 plus minus 0.2. In customer system serial number 1 and PDI parameter ID 1 after matching parameter description and specification. In supplier system we find same parameter and specification at serial number 1 and hence in supplier system the PDI parameter ID is assigned as 1. Second parameter, hole position 31 plus minus 0.6. In customer serial number is 10 and PDI parameter ID is 3. After matching parameter description and specification in supplier system, we find same parameter or specification at serial number is 6 and hence in supplier system the PDI parameter ID is assigned as 3. Online PDI submission. Once the data information mapping is done and PDI are prepared as explained in earlier sessions, and if your customer are also using OpexWorks Solutions child part inspection system, you are ready for submitting PDI online. For this first, we need to select the inspection plan from the list of inspection done on given date. For selection inspection lot, click on the small double arrow icon in the desired row for inspection plan or lot selection. The selected row will appear in yellow color as seen on the screen. After selecting row, click on the Submit PDI button. Upon click, you will see a pop-up window for confirmation of PDI submission. Be careful while confirming to this message because once confirmed, no changes can be made to any PDI. If you are sure about PDI submission, then click on OK to confirm and to submit the PDI. PDI data will be then moved where it is available for customer to fetch PDI in their child part inspection system. Here you can see the process that you have to select your fetch button, then select the supplier and then fetch the PDI on that particular date. Click on fetch button and PDI will fetch successfully.